A brutal winter storm continues to rip across the Bluegrass State. We're tracking additional snow totals just ahead.
We are tracking the latest road conditions around the state, what you can expect if you have to hit the road tonight.
We're urging people to stay off the roadways right now. I'll tell you all about the impact of today's snowfall here in Frankfort.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. The snow just keeps rolling in for much of the Bluegrass. Today's snow is the largest snowfall we've seen in years.
And that has prompted Governor Beshear to declare a statewide emergency, and that's why our first alert severe alert weather day continues. We have team coverage of this winter storm, beginning with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. Chris?
Yeah, busy day. Obviously, busy past couple of days for us back here. Snows, hey, lightening up just a little bit right now. This is only a break in the action. I'm seeing more developing to our west and southwest into Lexington, but look at how much snow we have here. Roughly anywhere from in Lexington, I'm seeing 9 to 12 inches of snow on the grounds as of right now. I think I see my buddy Jim Caldwell running back out there. He's going to join us here momentarily in a little bit on our Skycam. Now, we're chasing history in Lexington. No, I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about snow. Up until today, the top 5 snowiest single days on record in Lexington. 13.4 the top spot back in 1943. This is the snowiest day since February 4th of 1998. You remember that little storm. It was called the dusting. It snowed for 3 straight days. That was just one day. So far today, right at around 10 inches. And again, it's a little more in many cases that I'm seeing out there. And I'm really being conservative with that 10-inch mark officially for Lexington. We're going to continue to add to that. So this would crack the top 5 snowiest days on record for the city of Lexington. Winter storm warning continues in effect for central and eastern Kentucky. That snow band we're talking about, the steadier snows working off to the east and into the northeast as of now. Live First Alert Defender continuing to track another little band. What's going to happen? You're going to see this fill in a little more over the next few hours into parts of central and western Kentucky. Heavy snow into Moorhead, Frenchburg, up into Carlisle, Nicholas County, Paris, still coming down. And across the Lexington area right now, some locally heavy snows beginning to push away to lighter brand of snow. It's going to pick back up, though, in coverage and intensity coming up in the next little bit. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell, Mr. Fleet of Feet on our Skycam just a minute ago, showing up now in our WKYT Snow Garden. Jim, we caught you running there back out to your shot. I can actually see you this go around, buddy. Snow's lightened up a little.
You're ratting me out. That wasn't me. Of course not. But you're right. We are lightening up quite a bit as the heavier bands have finally worked their way through, but the wind is certainly still whipping around. That's why we're getting the old classic sideways snow out here, because the wind will drive this through the area throughout the rest of the evening in those areas that are going to be experiencing the snow showers as they continue here. You referenced that 1998 system. We're closing in here at the station. Now, mind you, at the station, we're closing in on 10 inches of snow. Now, think about that. That's just less than a foot, and we still have a few more flakes that'll fly to beef up those totals. And that's just here in this part of Fayette County. You go to other sections of the county, and you're going to run into different situations. Let me just look how deep it is on me. I'm around 6 foot even, and you can see that here's my knee, by the way, so it's trying its best to climb up my leg here and imprison me out here, which is basically what Chris Bailey has done to me all day long since early this morning. He's kept me outside in the cold, but it has been a lot of fun. But it is a dangerous situation out here too, guys, on the roads, just being out here and overdoing it. So keep that in mind and take it easy if you do have to just walk outside. Chris?
Yeah, you're taking one for the team, my man. All right, we appreciate it. Thanks, Jim, as always. Jim mentioned that little bit of a break that's upon us, but it's closing quickly. Snow is developing, guys, to the southwest of us along the Bluegrass Parkway. That wasn't there 20 minutes ago. We're going to see the snow shield try to increase again over the next little bit. And you know what that means? We may keep climbing that ladder into the top 3 snowiest days ever for Lexington.
All right, and we're having to deal with all that thick snow out there, which is making travel out there tough for drivers around the state. The snow's not letting up. That's also making it tough on the road crews trying to plow and clear the roads.
Yeah, our Mike Linden is tracking road conditions as many people make their trek home tonight. He continues our weather team coverage live for us here in Lexington. Hi, Mike.
You can see in front of us here, we're basically part of the convoy crew that is clearing off the roads, and boy, they are doing a great job. We were just driving around downtown, and within about 10 to 15 minutes, the roads were remarkably better. You can almost see the pavement beneath the trucks right now, and the plan is, according to Mayor Jim Gray, for those trucks to continue to stay out throughout the evening and later in the week start to incorporate gravel into the salt that they're laying down to increase traction on the roads. But again, the roads have been rough for most of the day. According to the mayor, since midnight, there have been about 5 injury accidents, 34 non-injury accidents, and about 293 calls for assistance. And just have to give a shout out to Claire and her friends, because while we were at the Lexington City Hall, we actually got stuck in a snowbank on the side of the road until some people came and helped push us out. So the snow just continuing on. Things are lightening up, as Chris and Jim said, but according to the Lexington Police Chief, Mark Barnard, he says to avoid the road if at all possible, unless you are a member of an essential workforce, meaning the emergency services, the police, fire department, or if you work at a hospital. So avoid the roads if at all possible. And also, according to the mayor, voluntarily get your cars off of the roads, so that way when the plows come down your street, that you won't have to dig out your car in the next few days. Until then, we're just going to keep driving here on the roads in Lexington. Until then, live in Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
All right, Mike, you be careful out there for us. The storm is creating similar problems in other parts of the state as well. In Scott County, police are encouraging people to stay off the road. Our Miranda Combs is live in Georgetown tonight. She shows us how police are helping people who need to get to work or run errands tonight. Hi, Miranda.
Hi, Amber. Yeah, we've been here since about 10:30 this morning, and road conditions here in Scott County have literally gone from bad to worse. In fact, it's so bad that police have had to call for backup. When you see these on the road in Georgetown, you know it's bad out.
We've got 4 that we're utilizing today. Those are obviously the 4-wheel drive vehicles. They'll just about go anywhere.
The military Humvees driven by Georgetown police hit the streets when other cars can't. Our crew has been in Georgetown all day watching cars spin, slip, and slide. The more hours that have passed, the worse it's gotten.
Very slick, obviously a lot of snow. It's compacting on the roadway. Our road crews have been out since early morning trying to, to get an upper hand on it, but it's just so much snow coming down.
So Captain Robert Swanigan and officers try to help out by taking people with medical needs to doctor's appointments, or maybe to report for work when the snowy roads are just too much for a regular car to maneuver.
We've gotten a lot of calls, and we're continuing to get them. We've made several runs this morning to the local dialysis clinic. We've been transporting our doctors and nurses to the hospital or to practices. Essential services, medical needs, things like that obviously are a priority.
Because right now it's too slick to take chances. And we started our live shots here today at about 12:30, and our ruler was at 4 inches at that time. Now you can see it's almost up to 7 inches, but I have to say, just in the past hour, like we were hearing Chris say, the wind gusts have slowed down quite a bit, and it's almost, guys, relatively pleasant out here right now, if you can imagine, considering the circumstances out here. We're live in Scott County. Miranda Combs, WKYT.
All right, thank you, Miranda. Drivers in Franklin County not having much luck with this snow either. Police in Frankfort say that they have decided to issue an official emergency declaration due to the hazardous road conditions. Sam Smith continues our team coverage from Frankfort, where all non-essential travel has been restricted.
I can tell you, ever since I got into town this morning, roads have been covered in snow, some places much better than others. Drivers have been taking their time out here all day, and that's what officials want to see. Sheriff Pat Melton told me his department worked several wrecks today. Those wrecks were a mix of non-injury and injury accidents. All of those injury accidents are considered minor. There are several hills here in Frankfort. Those hills are tough to navigate when it's been snowing this much. Louisville Hill especially. Cars going up and down the hill moved slowly. I saw road crews make multiple passes in each direction while I was out there. The issue is that once they clear it, more snow falls from the sky.
Roadways are extremely slick and hazardous. We're urging people to stay off the roadways right now. If you don't have to be out, don't be out.
Sheriff Melton says because there was no school today, deputies that would be school resource officers are available to help out any drivers that need it. In Frankfort, Sam Smith, WKYT.
And state officials are also keeping a close eye on this snowy situation across the state. The Emergency Operations Center in Frankfort is in full operation. Crews say they have not had any requests, though, for service so far. And the director believes that's because there have not been any widespread power outages yet.
At this point in time, we're fortunate. This is a dangerous storm. It's a high-impact storm. It is predicted to be one of the top 10 that we've had. We're all unsure what the final amount would be.
The emergency management director says the EOC will be staffed at least until midnight and possibly into tomorrow.
Today's winter storm is shaping up to be the most snowfall we have seen in more than a decade, and we've been following the snowfall from the start. Jennifer Palumbo is in our WKYT weather garden with a look at some of the pictures from our viewers. Jennifer?
All day long, WKYT viewers have been sharing their images of this major winter storm, from how they are coping with the cold and snow to how their pets are enjoying all of this snow. Another way that they're doing it is with their WKYT Rules Winter Ruler. Right now, I'm here in the WKYT weather garden behind the station. Let's take a look. Almost 10 inches.
Take a look at this. Look closely and you might notice the dozens of geese enjoying a pond near Connie Jo Wentworth's home in Paris. Krista Bell from Garrett County shared with us this photo of her snow-covered deck. Kayla from Berea sent us a photo of a Kentucky classic nearly buried in the Kentucky snowfall. By midday, the snow was almost as tall as her bottle of Ale 8. Gullen from Georgetown put one of our WKYT Rules winter rulers to the test today. We handed out more than 5,000 this winter. Even so, some people made their own rulers. We can't help but admire this one Brooke from Scott County used to measure the snow near the Toyota plant. And we couldn't resist the photo sent in to us as well. It's Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's Best in Snow billboard on New Circle Road.
And that's how we can share this winter storm with all of our viewers. Take your photos, send them to us on our Facebook and Twitter pages, and just use the hashtag WKYT Rules Winter. In the WKYT Weather Garden, I'm Jennifer Palumbo.
Double-digit snowfall into many areas of central and eastern Kentucky. A little bit of a break developing, but it is closing quickly. I'm tracking another band of moderate snow to the Lexington Metro and, of course, across the entire region on Defender in a moment.
While it's still snowing in Kentucky, the Lexington Fire Department wants to keep you safe when it comes time to dig out.
WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day on our Snowstorm Day. This out of Richmond, where they're measuring it in now feet. I guess we're up to 12 to 13 inches into much of Madison County as of now. That's our WKYT Rules Winter Ruler. This is one. I guess the folks here had two. Here's the other one. That's, by the way, 12.5 inches technically on that particular ruler. So we're up to 12.5 inches almost into the Richmond area as of now. That ruler's about to disappear. 12 Lexington, 13 Georgetown and Frankfort, where snows have taken a little bit of a break. Still coming down here into Corbin, though across the metro, I'm going to show you why on Defender now. The snows are getting ready to pick back up again. Live First Alert Defender with that winter storm warning, by the way, that is out for the entire region, is tracking that little bit of a break that, if you were with us a half hour ago, we were timing this in here and said, watch it begin to fill in. That's exactly what is happening as of right now. So another burst of some moderate snows heading toward the downtown Lexington area and the metro, south side of Versailles, Woodford County, northern parts of Jessamine County, and the farther southwest that we go into Mercer County. Southern parts of Lawrenceburg, snows beginning to pick back up. That'll shoot right on top of us here in Lexington, coming up in just a matter of a few minutes. Likely seeing the flakes now increasing out on Nicholasville Road and over toward Keeneland Bluegrass Airport. Here's the view of our weather garden out back. Here we go with a little snow removal going on into our parking lot as of now. They got their work cut out for them out there. 12 inches or 10 to 12 inches into most of Fayette County as of right now. Richmond, Berea, a little bit of a break on the way. It's going to fill back in. That continues toward the south. By the way, London, Corbin, Somerset, Williamsburg, Whitley City. I'm watching a band of some moderate snow, locally heavy snow coming at you from Tennessee. So you're going to have to contend with that as we go into the next little bit. Jump into eastern Kentucky, where we're getting all kinds of 10-plus-inch reports of snow into this particular area. Some areas already better than a foot. You're going to tack on at least a couple more inches out of this through the evening. That extends all the way into northern, northeastern parts of the region as of now. So bluegrass region, southwest, starting to see more and more in the way of returns, trying to meet up now with this band of snow that is slowly sinking toward the south again out of southern parts of Indiana and Illinois. So we are not done with the snows by any stretch of the imagination over the next couple of hours. We'll see everything again coming at us from southwest to northeast with the individual snows, but this band itself is going to try to lay down toward the southeast as that area of low pressure scoots by to our south and southeast. It is frigid. 12 into Lexington. 12 is a popular number for that temperature. -2, that's the wind chill. That's what your body is telling you the temperature is outside. That's the number to dress for. First thing tomorrow morning, 0-ish. Give or take 2-3 degrees on either side of 0. Clear skies, you're going to be below 0. Little cloud cover, you're going to stay above 0. It is pretty much that simple. Either way you slice it, it is frigid, bitterly cold tomorrow, only into the upper teens and the low 20s. Hour-by-hour forecast, timing the back edge of that next round of snow coming at us from southern parts of Indiana through eastern Kentucky shortly after midnight, and that's when the floodgates open to the Arctic air tomorrow morning. Upper teens to low 20s for afternoon highs tomorrow. Those models may not be catching on to the full extent of the snowpack that is out there. You go into Wednesday, it's going to snow again. You're going to get snow squalls. They can drop another inch or two. Gusty winds of 30 miles an hour may blow the snow around. That will introduce then the potential for historic cold temperatures on Thursday and Friday morning, when those lows may be as low as 10 to 15 degrees below 0 with clear skies. So we're talking about record cold temperatures for Thursday into Friday. Guys, when you've got a 5-degree high temperature on a forecast, you know that is just crazy, crazy, crazy cold, and that is indeed what the forecast says. Oh, by the way, it may try to snow again over the weekend.
You've been telling us for some time that here in the middle of February, we're really going to pay for what we haven't seen, and boy, are we.
Yeah, we're getting basically a winter's worth of snow this week. Not up to the extent of what Boston had, but it's a similar concept, making up for lost time in a short amount of time.
Unfortunately, you were right about this.
I know, of all times to be right. Huh?
You're right a lot. Thanks. Even with the terrible road conditions, it's not always possible for folks to avoid going out there.
Mike Linden is talking with some firefighters here in Lexington about how you can stay safe if you get stuck on the side of the road. He's continuing our WKYT weather team coverage.
With some spots in Kentucky continuing to see snow into and throughout the evening hours, the Lexington Fire Department wants to remind you to stay safe when it comes time to dig out.
If the snowfall causes your power to go out, firefighters say to not use alternative heat sources such as a barbecue grill or an oven. Officials say to have a cell phone fully charged in the event of an outage and to let a neighbor or friend know as soon as possible. Above all else, firefighters say to avoid the roads if possible to make it easier for emergency services to get to their destination quickly.
We just ask that you be safe if you do have to go out, but if you don't, please don't. We ask that you stay off the roads because it makes it safer for the women and men of the fire department as well as the police department and other officials in their response to emergencies.
Under normal road conditions, it takes the fire department about 4 to 5 minutes to respond to a call. But with road conditions like this, it could nearly double their response time. In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Mike, good advice for all of us. Hayden says to also contact the utility company immediately in the event of a power outage.